I'll be talking about why accreditation is important, or what is the role of accreditation in quality enhancement of the education system as a whole. So, before I come to the accreditation in India, how it is being done, and what are the various agencies who are doing this accreditation, I would first like to talk about the quality enhancement. And quality enhancement, the first and foremost thing is branding. We call it as institutional branding. See, because there are so many institutes in our college, in our country, whether you have private universities or you have state universities, you have government colleges, you have central universities. So many avenues are there where the student can go for getting the education. So now, because there is earlier the days were that there were only very few colleges where we had, if I talk about only the technical education, we had only, okay, IITs were there, and their branding or their level of quality was too high. Then we had RSCs at that time, or now those were called NITs, and very few private colleges way down in south. Otherwise, these were the only colleges, or few government colleges. But now, in this today's scenario, if you see, uh, every city has college, or not only one college or one institute. There are number of institutes and colleges which are available to the students, and not only technical, non-technical also. Now there are so many private institutes and colleges, and so many government aided institutes also. So main thing is how the student or how the parents should choose or should take a decision that which institute they should go for. And that is not only dependent upon nowadays only on the placement only, but now the branding of that institution, that is how you represent your institute. Agar if you are from IIT or NIT, then okay, the responsibility is not on the faculty or the students or anyone, but the if you are private institute, so survival of the fittest is the underlying statement nowadays, right? That is every institute, every college. So any institute or any association, it goes for to build his brand, right? So if I say in the branding in educational context, uh, right, other abhi tak we used to consider branding of books, branding of clothes, branding of various other commodities. But now if I talk about the branding in educational context, it is basically how you strategize to the external world, which sets you apart from the other institutes. That is how you have to reflect your strength, how you have to show that there may be so many other criterias. So for branding, say your placement, your infrastructure, the quality of faculty, okay, or the placement where your institute is located. So there are so many factors which a institute can boast upon and be vocal, in fact, right? So they have to come up with some strategy to communicate that we are apart from others, or we have certain qualities which makes us different from others. That is, I would say that it is just beating your own drum, right? So the basically it is developing an institutional brand is less about what you say and more about how it is perceived. If you just say that, okay, my college, this particular department is NB accredited, or my institute is NAAC accredited, so first and foremost thing is you have to represent it. So that is why you see so many colleges and now private institutes especially, they put up their on their website, or they put hoardings and boardings across the that area or city, that just showing that we are accredited, or we have these many placements, or we have, so whatever positive points the institute has. But it's not only just saying, but it is because how it is being perceived by the parents. Because who will take admission into your institute when they are coming with the open, open mind? The parents or the student, who is the main stakeholder, who has to come to the institute for getting the admission, so he will talk about, he will see entire thing. Earlier, the parents were not very much aware of the accreditation in our times, or way back, say 7 to 10 years back also. The parents were not bothered about accreditation. They were only bothered about कि job milti hai कि nahi, how is the placement in the institute. That was the only criteria, कि what, how are the teachers, and how is the placement. I think these were only two criteria which the parents were looking upon, right? Then there were some criteria कि अच्छा set fees कितनी है, located कहाँ है. Those were other secondary issues, but the primary concerns or the primary issues which any parent used to see was that placement and the teachers के क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं. But now, because parents have become well aware, and the quality standards are also not defined at every level, whether it is global level or national level, the quality standards are defined. Parents are very much well aware of the quality standards. So that is why the brand building has become a very important issue, right? Now, if you see this, any parent, prospect parents who wants to join any institute, he is a bit confused. Okay, so that is that, okay, what is, whether my child will get good education, whether my child will get good job after this, what is the environment, what is the academic environment in the institute. So that is a confusion. Then once the student gets in, the parent admits the student in that particular college, then the student becomes curious. Okay, what is going to happen with me after 4 years of my degree? How I'm going to be placed, what actually I'm going to gain. So this becomes the curiosity. Once he's, okay, convinced that, okay, now my, the college, there is accreditation of the labs, it is accreditation of the department, the institute itself is accredited, then he becomes convinced, okay, fine, I'm in a good hands, and my future is secure. And once he is convinced, and then he continues, then it becomes a continuous, whether he wants to go for higher studies, whether he owes that institute, he talks, uh, he feels related and connected to the institute. So this is the way the branding of the, or the quality of education has to be taken care of. Because as I said in the beginning, it is collective representation of ideas, emotions, and associations. If the institute is not the quality is not maintained, proper branding is not done, and that connect, the emotional connect between the stakeholders and the institutes does not hold till longer. So as you see, big institutes, their alumni setup is so good, right? You agree with me this on this, that like IITs, NITs, or good private institutes, the alumni, they donate so much for their institute development,
Yes, madam.
right? That is because they are emotionally connected, and they are convinced that whatever the institute is doing, that is doing for the good of the students, and they feel connected, they feel that they owe something back to their institute. That is the that is the actual requirement of branding. See, I was just, apart from the, not only the education, I am the co-chair for the apprenticeship which the government has started. that the students after BTech or diploma, those who are not getting job, they should be placed in the industry for 1 year. They will be paid and they can earn the livelihood also. So I went for a seminar there, and met a representative from Tata, right? So we all know that Tata has such a good philanthropist approach. It's quality, not only quality of the vehicles or whatever products the Tata is building, but I liked a thing. It was so good that the Tata takes the apprentice and does not take the funds which are, or the salary which is given to the apprentice by the government, but he pays itself. So now, if a person, if a 1 year, if a BTech student is going for the apprenticeship and he is getting the salary and the job from the Tata and double the amount which the government is giving, obviously he will feel connected. His performance, his efficiency will be better, and he will like to continue. He will work hard. And he said that around 75% of the apprentice which we take, they get the job there because they perform so well. So that is the connect, emotional connect which the apprentice were having with the Tata and the employees also. He said that even if after the employee retires, after that also the medical reimbursement, as in the government job, the Tata gives. So the people do not want to change. They don't want to shift. They remain the entire the day one they join the Tata or TCS. The entire life they remain there, even if they may be getting a little less salary or so. Similar is case for the, I just connected you with the how the branding and the quality of any institute affects its performance and people. Similarly, the same thing the affects the education system also. The more you give the quality to the students, the more they will feel connected, the more they will owe their institute, and more they will contribute for development of the quality of that institute. Because if we say the quality assurance, basically, we talk about four things. First one is that everyone in the enterprise, whether it is a educational or industrial whatsoever, everyone should be responsible for enhancing the quality of the product. So if I say in our education system, the product is a student, so the quality of the product, we as a teachers, we as a staff members or the resources or the administrators, every work or every step which we take should be in the direction of enhancing the quality of the product, which is in our case the students. And not only enhancing but maintaining the quality. See, we say it is very easy to reach the top position, right? But it is very, very difficult to maintain that top position. And in such a scenario of the competitive, culture. So again, the quality assurance is not only developing the quality, but maintaining the quality also. And the third thing is feeling the ownership. It's not ke, oh, I am being paid as a teacher, I am only being paid to take the classes, or agar kuch गलत हो रहा है, and if I find something, some students are fighting, or there is an issue with the food, or there is any issue with this any other thing, I am not responsible. I am only responsible with the teaching, and that I am doing. No, we have to own our institute, right? Then only we can say the, because see, if the quality of the institute is good, the branding is good, this is a win-win situation will for everyone. If the institute the quality is good, or it the institutes excels, obviously your job, your salary, your name, your branding also. Oh, you come from that institute, wow, that is a good institute, right? If you are shifting your job, okay, your previous experience is from this X institute, oh, this is good. The teachers are good there. See, these are things which we do not realize, but actually that is the branding of the institute, which actually brands my as my quality as a teacher. And obviously the management, the authorities, those who are responsible, majorly responsible, they always check the validity of the system. See, it's not only that, okay, you got NB accreditation for 5 years, this is done. No, you got NAAC, and that is why, see, NAAC accreditation, after NAAC, every year the government asks the institute to upload the AQR report. I'll talk about this. So it means whosoever has benchmarked the quality, they will ensure that this quality is maintained. So that is why every year they ask for the what you have done, how you have done, what action you have taken, or what are the best practices you have employed. So all these things are to be taken care of when we talk about the quality assurance. Okay. So now, before coming to, if I talk about the how in our country the quality is ensured, before that, just a quick review about what are the various agencies or what are the international practices which take care of the education quality. So we have various like Council for Higher Education Accreditation of USA, UK we have Quality Assurance Agency, similarly for Australia, then we have International Network, Asia Pacific Quality, European Association, Washington Accord, for China it is different, for Times Higher Education, QS World Ranking. See, so we are the part of, like, we are signatory bodies of Washington Accord. Our institutes also go for Times Higher Education, and QS World Ranking also, we people go. Now, if I tell you the example of, say, uh, if you go for the position for assistant professor in a NIT. Earlier it was okay, you have your PhD, you written exam is taken, and then interview, it's okay. Because there were few people, those who were having PhDs, and the criteria was only this. But now, what has happened is, so many, all the engineers or those who are aspirants, faculty members of engineering colleges, they have uh, already, almost now PhD is being done by everyone because this is the least requirement. So what is the criteria or the threshold for shortlisting the students? So now what NIT, the not students, the faculty members, now what NIT has done, they have, they are shortlisting on the basis of the prior experience. Okay, minimum say experience is 5 years, but your teaching experience is from which college? Is your college or department is NB accredited, or your university is from the QS World Ranking, or it is NIRF ranking? See, in fact, 4 years, 5 years back, NIT Jalandhar, NIT Kurshetra, all of them, they had put this condition that the previous experience should be from the college which is accredited. So that, because if the quality of the institute is ensured, obviously the quality of the faculty and the student is also ensured. So these are the things which as I said, it will be a win-win situation for everyone if quality is maintained. And whether it is universal agencies, international agencies, or our national agencies, there are certain criterias which are to be taken care of when we talk about the qualities. So that is what is being taught, because as I said, educational ecosystem is to be checked, which comprises not only the syllabi or area of the institute, or kitna staff hai, how many students. No, these are the parameters which are to be taken care of. What is to be taught, the program design and development, from whom those are approved. It's not okay, the department is making it and okay, start running the program or start running the curriculum. the proper approval. That is why we set the BOGs, the academic councils, and then you have some representations from, in BOGs you take representations from higher other institutes or from industry and so on. That is just to maintain the quality. Then recruitment, selection, and admission to higher education also. And it is not only for the students but the faculty also, the recruitment and the selection part. Learning and teaching process. Are your learning and teaching processes obsolete? Are you working in the direction which is required for the quality maintenance at the international level? Enabling student development, student engagements. Are you talking about only the students teaching, only the cognitive capabilities are to be taken care of, or holistic development? And especially after this NAP, it has become very, very important. I don't know how many of you in your institutes are you going for internal audit, curriculum audit? Anyone in any college, do you have this curriculum audit or quality audit going on? Academic audit, we call it. Anyone? No. So this is going to become a part which will be for every. Uh, yeah. So is the screen visible? Yeah. So anyway, so the enabling student will, I'll come to that academic audit also. So student engagement, assessment of students, right? Examination, external examination. See, many autonomous institutes, NITs, IITs, they go for the internal examinations. So why do you think some private institutes or affiliated college external examination? The external examination, the viewpoint for external examination is also the same, that is maintaining the quality. Okay. Then it is program monitoring and review. Like now it is mandatory to have a program advisory council or program department review committee. So all these things, whether it is academic appeals. See, earlier there was no such body in any institute which was meant for the student grievance redressal body, or there was no actually redressal mechanism in place, not only for the students but the faculty also. But now the government has, and every institute has, the student redressal grievance committee, faculty redressal grievance committee, and now the sexual harassment. So there are certain uh, provisions within the institutes which are mandatory now for the higher education and then research degrees. So these are certain criterias which are mandatory for assuring or ensuring the uh, this quality. Okay, so okay, QS world ranking. I won't. So this is just the data to give you the idea about the Asia University ranking. So they talk in terms of academic reputation, employer reputation, faculty student ratio, citations, staff with PhD, proportion of international faculty. So these are certain criterias which the especially the Asia university ranking is follow. Similarly, this is for Times Higher Education. Okay, earlier the quality QS and Times were together since 2004 2009, they were 2004 they were together, but now the Times Higher Education is uh, has followed up a certain new methodology for ranking, and QS ranking is different. So like this Times education is what the quality of the teaching, quality of the research, citations, and industry and international outlook. So some criterias are very similar for all, and some criterias are specific to the that particular ranking body, right? So in like this is another example of same quality only, that of QS ranking, that teaching and research, how much citation, how much, and international outlook. So once your institute is uh, thinking about that we have to go for the accreditation and for the ranking, then that particular the fields or criterias that can be studied and that can be taken care of. Now, coming back to our country, what are the various bodies and what are the how we are ensuring the quality in the educational institutes, and that is through the accreditation. So accreditation at every level, whether it is at department level, whether it is laboratory, whether it is institute, the main aim is to emphasize the quality assurance, and not only just quality gaining of quality, but also commitment to the continuous quality enhancement, right? So we go for the accreditation. So why it is very important, we all know that, because see, the do I have that? Yeah. So first and the foremost thing is, the when we say go for the accreditation, because of the privatization, as I said earlier, they were only either IITs or NITs or government colleges, degree colleges, or at the most government aided colleges. But now, as the privatization has been done in education, it is the survival of the fittest. Why will I go to LPU or to Chandigarh University, or I should go to VIT, or I go to SRM? अभी भी in Himachal Pradesh, uh, if a student even is getting a say admission in any private university in Chandigarh, then also they will say let us go to VIT or Manipal in South. Even if Manipal in Rajasthan, then also they will say no, Manipal in South. Same institute, everything is same, but the quality of the particular institute may be in South or North, wherever it is, that is considered to be better. So, in this era of privatization, it is very important to maintain this quality and talk about the accreditation. Then you have the expansion part. You have to expand you cannot be constrained to some very limited number of programs or limited number of colleges. So you see, like MIT was only one college, and now it has the campus across the in Dubai also, it has in Goa, Lucknow, so many. I'm not naming one, but it is like for the expansion. If quality is not maintained, obviously the expansion will not be possible. Okay. And then the increased autonomy, because with the accreditation, if your particular department is accredited in a government or private institute, you get so much of autonomy because of this. And autonomy at every level, not only financial or administrative level, at the teaching learning level also, the you are able to achieve the autonomy, right? I'll talk about this. And then obviously the programs that I'm so that is why the accreditation has become a very, very important for any institute, because the recognition is important. The growth of the institute, growth of every stakeholder, and the the financial stability also. See, again, as I gave you the example of the faculty recruitment, the government has also set up such norms that when you, as a faculty or the any institute which applies for the funding of the projects, there are so many bodies now which are funding the institutes for research also, like you have FIST program, you have more drops. There are so many bodies which are giving the funding, government bodies. But there also now the criteria has been set up as the accreditation, that whether when you fill the form, those who have done it, you will see they ask it whether you have an IRF ranking. So what ranking is your department NB accredited, then at which level? so that financial, not only stability, but the financial funding is also now based on this accreditation. So you see, uh, and then job, obviously the job market, because now you have an so many institutes are there, as I gave in my example in my previous session also, that the same company, Infosys, Accenture, same companies coming to the various institutes, taking the students of similar caliber, but putting them in the different positions and giving them the different salary package, because they are from the quality, like the institutes which have maintained the quality, and others are from lesser institutes. So this is why the accreditation is having so much say nowadays in our educational system. So whether the, because it, as I said, it is a win-win situation. So obviously the, it goes for self-improvement also. You, because when you do the accreditation, the SWOT analysis is the first thing. So you come to know what are your limitations. You come to know where we are facing the challenges. You come to know where do we lack, and not only come to know, then you take certain steps to cover that gap, and that leads to your self improvement. Okay, so encourages self improvement. Accreditation gives you better job. It provides basis for federal funding and helps students and parents choose the acceptable institutions, right? Even though you see NITs or IITs, they are already, quality ensured, then also they go for NBA. IIT was, like NITs used to go, but IIT ko mana ho gaya tha. But now IITs are also asked to go for the NB accreditation, so that there also quality is maintained. So from this year onwards, next year onwards, the IITs will also have to go for the accreditation. So significance is, again, it is the same thing. The, as I said, the institution knows its strength, weakness, and opportunities. The institution gets the sense of direction, and institution will also come to know that how to plan and how to allocate the resources. And the most important thing is that the goals are set for the self improvement. Okay. Right. So, from students' perspective, also, again, we have talked about the accreditation for funding, accreditation for teachers. From students' perspective, not only job, even for the higher studies, I tell you now, if the students go for the masters in US, again, in their form also now, they have a one column that if your BTech is, say, from NIT Hamirpur, like my son applied for the higher studies, so there was a column that, okay, whether the electronics and communication engineering department is NBA accredited or not. So that is also now the criteria for getting higher education for the students also. So not only job in the country, but for the admission to for the higher studies throughout the globe, the accreditation plays an important role. And now when we'll talk about the national education policy, where the student will have the flexibility of moving from one institute to other, or taking the online courses and getting the credits, there also the criteria will be this. Like now, if as a student I want to take a course, MOOC course, or an online course from an NIT, so I will see the same course is provided by NIT Agartala, same course is by NIT Jabalpur, same course NIT Jaipur, but the department is accredited is NIT Agartala. So I will prefer to take a course from the department which is accredited, right? So these things are coming up, and they will play a very very important role, right? So now, if I talk about the various accreditation councils in India, so we all know you have, for the universities we have UGC, for technical education we have AICT, Then we have as associations of Indian universities, where all the vice chancellors of all the universities, whether they're center or state, they form an association, and then they take the decisions for maintaining the quality in perspective of the global requirements. Then you have ICI for the chartered accountants, for the company secretaries, and these are the regulatory bodies which are established by UGC to maintain the quality. So the first and foremost we know is National Board of Accreditation. I'll be covering them in brief, all of them. Then you have Quality Council of India for maintaining the quality at the secondary education level and for other parameters also. Then you have Distance Education Council, and now this will play a major role because UGC has now very categorically mentioned that the degree which is given, a degree taken by the student, whether it in the conventional offline mode or online mode, they will be at the considered at the same level. So this Distance Education Council will now play a very important role because the quality of the online degree has to be at par with the quality of the degree which is in the offline, and that quality is difficult to maintain. Then you have for teacher education, Indian Council for Agriculture Research, Bar Council for Legal Studies, Rehabilitation Council, Medical Council for doctors, Pharmacy for Pharmacy, and Nursing Council. So these are some the regulatory bodies which the UGC have given them the authority to regulate and to ensure the quality. Some more homeopathy, medicine, or resources, or maritime, or IGNU for the Open University. And IGNU is also now playing very important role after this NAP 2020 also. So these are certain bodies which are there. Few of them I will discuss, which we are directly or indirectly related. So the NAAC accreditation is the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, which maintains the quality of the university or the institute as a whole. Whatsoever the programs are being run in terms of in the institute, the entire in totality, how the quality is maintained. Not only that, is why those who have already gone for the NAC, they must be knowing about it, that the parameters which are covered in the NAC are not only related to the teaching and education, but also in the entire um, like uh, what is the, whether you have uh, these grounds for student support, sports or not, what extracurricular activities, how you are contributing to the society, how the students are engaged in other activities. So entire thing is checked by the NAC, and it was based on the national policy in education in 1986, and basically it was to address the deterioration of quality of education. Okay, so it is a measure to not only to evaluate and to guarantee also of the standards of the education system. So these are the five benefits for NAC, and similar to what benefits we have talked about. So SWOT analysis, because that gives you actually the direction, that how to move about and in which direction it is to be moved. Best practices. So those who have gone for NAC, the last point which carries good weightage is the best practices. That what you are doing apart from the others, what is your USP, which others, if you are education institute, you are teaching the subjects, you are including the some new subjects, or you are recruiting good teachers, that is but obvious, right? But what else you are doing? I give you the example of NSUT, uh, Dwarka, Netaji Subhash Chandra University, right? I went for there, I took a 3-day program on this NAC accreditation. So I was so amazed to know that they had their internal electricity generation system. Solar system, many people are having, right? They are managing their solar, but they had their solar along with this electricity generation, and they were adding to the grid. So it means they were getting the electricity from Delhi in the grid, and but they were also adding, or they were contributing the energy to the national, this Delhi grid. So this is, see, such a best practice which I don't think many of the institutes they must be doing. Many institutes may be going for the solar harvesting, and okay, we are taking care of the these geysers or the hot water supply in the hostels, or maintaining the street lights in the institute by the solar. They, many of them are doing, but this was something I felt very great. Anyway, so the NAC talks about ensuring teaching success. That is but obvious, because the main aim is the education quality of the, maintaining the quality of the education. Then it was the improvement of the internal process and communication, and recruitment rate of the students placement, because end result, end product, your outcome based education, the end product is the student, and student which is not only just qualified student, but a student who is capable of getting a job, who is capable of contributing to the society, who is capable of earn his livelihood. So these are criterias which the NAC talks about. The other points are no doubts that is a detailed format which we can discuss later. Yeah, so SWOT analysis, best practices, teaching and internal process, and recruitment rate of students. So eligibility criteria is that the universities have to be approved by UGC or MHRD. So autonomous college or affiliated colleges, they should be affiliated to some universities, and then you can go for reassess. I'm not going into much detail, but just to give you an idea about those who have already done it, they must be having it, but those who have not gone for the accreditation, so just to give an idea. So various rankings are there based on the, again, the process of getting the accreditation has been quantified, and the grading is done. But I tell you now, NEP 2020 now is going to uh, totally delete this type of grading. You see, now we have so many levels of grading: a a plus, a, depending upon the, again, the quality, how much marks you have got. So that uh, very clearly depicts that it is the quality of higher level or lower level of so. But now NAP is going to begin with the accreditation policy, which will be totally binary accreditation, where either your institute is accredited or your institute is not accredited. So it will be not this type of level, they are not just going to abolish. Okay, but just abhi this is the scenario, but in the coming future it will be changed. Then other body which we are all are very well aware, that is the National Board of Accreditation, and for undergraduate, postgraduate, and diploma, and for all the streams which comes under the uh, AICT. So engineering, management, hotel management. Earlier pharmacy was also there, but now pharmacy has been removed from this. So earlier pharmacy was there, but now even architecture, craft, tourism management, every body has to be accredited by NBA, right? So again, it was established in AICT 1994, but now autonomous since 2020. Okay. Again, same thing, the impact of accreditation for the students, for the graduates, for the faculty members, for the institute as a whole, and for the administration, for the sustainability of any institute, accreditation is must. Okay, so again, eligibility is that keeps on changing. Also lately it has been changed, some of the eligibility criterias, but it is that the main thing is that the program should be approved by AICT, and at least two batches of the students should have been graduated. And also now the criteria is that at least there should be one professor in that particular department. So there are certain criterias which are mentioned very clearly going for uh, the programs which are going for the accreditation. Like part-time programs cannot be for accreditation. Title of the program should be same as shown in the degree. For the post graduation, the UG program should have been accredited. Okay, so there are certain criterias and set of rules and regulations. Those who the programs which can go for the NBA. Okay, so again, as I said, now lately the NBA on 10th, as I said, 10th October, there was the final meeting where the NBA, the SAR has been modified. Okay, still 31st December, the or the institutes, those who have gone for the pre-qualifier, they will go for the uh, NBA, which is the previous performer, and January onwards, those who will be applying or those who they will have the choice of choosing the previous one or um, the next one that we'll talk about in the afternoon session and tomorrow session also. Okay, so another is this National Council for Teacher Education. This is the body for maintaining the quality of the teachers, especially, but not the technical teachers. Mainly, it is for the school teachers or the university teachers. So, this is the body which was set up in 1995 to formally check the standards and the process in the Indian education system. And the main objective was for the, as I said, for the development of the teachers for primary, secondary, senior secondary education system mainly. Another body which is very important, which we most of us are not very much aware of this, but it is the QCI, the Quality Council of India, which provide the accreditation to the various sectors, right? And the various sectors is one. The education is one of the part of those sectors. Like it has four or five main boards for this is like National Accreditation Board for certification bodies. Those are, it is actually the bodies which are accrediting or certifying to check their quality also. This body is there. So this actually checks the requirements for the competency of the bodies which are executing the inspection. The like intern, as I said, academic audit or internal audits or transparency audits are being done by the institutes. For that, these bodies are to be dealt with. Then you have NABET. This most of you might have heard about, for National Accreditation Board for Education and Training part, for vocational training and for the teachers training also, and for the this training of the vocational training of the students. This was taken care by the NABET. Then you have National Board for Quality Promotion and for Health, NABH. This you have heard of during COVID times. The hospitals were seeing the boards, the hospitals or the healthcare providers, those who were accredited by NABH, they were only registered for treating the COVID patients, right? So again, that was the quality of the hospitals. And then NABL, which plays an important role for the lab quality enhancement, especially like labs which are into like civil department labs, right? Which actually ensures the quality of, there's a civil wale, and they will see that okay, the road which has been built, the material which has been used, or for the quality of dams, quality of this flyovers, right? So that is to be taken by the NABL. So the faculty or the assessors are also registered in NABL, which can who can assess the quality of the products or the quality of the system as a whole. So QCI is accrediting or responsible for the accreditation of all these bodies. So as I said, NABL, and it comes under DST, and assessing the labs or the performing the specific type of testing, like for electrical also, uh, right? For civil departments, electrical departments, they have to be they have to get accreditation from the NABL. Medical laboratories, yeah. Okay, so calibrations, jo even the instruments which come to our labs. Okay, if I talk about ECE labs, and you have so many ammeter, voltmeter, or some kits are there, they have to be calibrated. For their calibration and their quality maintenance, the NABL is to be taken care, right? So again, it has worldwide acceptance with the International Laboratory Accreditation Conference and Asia Pacific Laboratory Accreditation Corporation. So any instrument, any certification which is done through NABL will have the global acceptance. Okay, I won't go into this. So testing laboratories, mechanical, radiological, forensic labs, medical labs, all are through the NABL. And then we have the ISO, as you must be knowing. Not only ISO is responsible only for the standardization of the equipments. Like हम देखते थे, okay, my fan should be ISO marked, the cooler, the AC, but ISO also ensures the quality of the, like, information technology, also environment management. So many institutes also take the ISO. Like our institute is also ISO standardized institutes which maintain the quality, right? Then we have, as I said, the Association of Indian Universities, where all the universities in India, they are the member of this, and they are the ones who actually decide and maintain this the quality, and the cultural exchange programs between India and other countries are also taken care by them. And whatever changes in the admission process or giving the degrees or other things, that the AIU has to take care. So mutual consultation is there among the universities. Some MOUs are signed, or joint research projects publication. They are done by the AIU, right? So these are the certain bodies which are responsible for not only developing the quality but maintaining also and checking also. So this I have just given you the MCI. Yeah, there are, yes, yes, ma'am. See now, the NAP, after this NAP, many there this NBA, NAAC, they're also going to uh, change, right? They will be now. We right now, what is happening? We are always in the process of setting the data or maintaining the information as per sometimes NBA requirement, sometimes NAC requirement, because the criteria is different for so many bodies. So NEP is now talking about one single body. Let me show you. Wait, just give me a second. So they are talking about now only one single body, National Accreditation Council, NAC. So where they under that.
Ma'am, I would like to say that our college, Burgappa Polytechnic College, is the first ISO certified educational institute in the national level, ma'am. So I want to
Great, ma'am,
say
great.
that, yes. Thank you, ma'am.
See, it's because as I say that every faculty member of all of us may not be directly involved in this process, because sometimes what is happening is, for like for NBA, so there are few persons at the top who are taking care of it, and then the like some uh, you know it is like delegated, some of the responsibilities are delegated. Okay, third point, uh, Dr. Udengiri, you give me this information in this form. Mr. Ritesh Kumar, okay, you for this point you provide this information. So that information is just distributed, the and it is then taken care by that information is taken, and then it is used. But all the faculty members, those who are not directly or indirectly involved in the process of accreditation, they should be very well aware of, because the time is gone where you will only put the information. The when the committee comes for the accreditation or NAAC or NBA, they can call any faculty member. So whatever accreditation is all about, how it is being done, how the institute is involved in it, it should be very clearly known to every faculty member. So wherever I go for this type of courses, when I take, I always insist that before you are going for NBA or before you are going for NAC, every faculty should be, one meeting should be there, and they should be given a very clear cut knowledge and information that what is it all about and how you are going to contribute it. Otherwise, earlier it was okay, you pick and choose, this fellow will give me this information, and the fellow does not, the faculty does not know why I am providing, in what form I have just to put in this form, why I am doing so, or how can I do it much better way, that is not covered. So as I said, I had two three institutes, they called me, and we had 2 3 days sensitization program, which covers the entire, okay, how this NBA is going to help us, how we are going to provide this information, how we have to change our style of teaching or learning or maintaining the data at least, right? Sometimes we are doing much more than what is required for the accreditation, but because we do not know where to put this information in the accreditation format, we lose that information, right? So I've seen so many colleges, they are doing much better, and so many policies they have in place, but they are not able to represent them properly. So that is why sensitization is very important at every level. Not only it should be only constrained to the persons who are directly involved in the this accreditation part. Okay, so this is something which the after NAP is suggesting, it will be implemented very shortly. So NAP is talking about that there will be one single body, first of all, regulatory body, National Higher Education Regulatory Authority. Okay, so it will develop a system for the accreditation of the institutions, and every institution will be accredited every 5 years, and accreditation will be binary. As I said, now it is for NAC you are giving A plus plus, A plus, A. So there are 6 levels of accreditation, and for NBA you are, again, there are, you are 3 years or 5 years, then you comply, then 7 years. But after this NAP is applied, it will be, you will be accredited after every 5 years, and it will be only binary, yes, either yes or no. And accreditation will be institution wise, and accreditation will be outcome based. This they have already started, so that is why the NBA SAR has been changed, and they are talking about the different totally outcome based education. So this NHERA will have four this verticals. One is Higher Education Regulatory Council, that same. Then you have General Education Council for standard setting, Higher Education Grant Council for funding, and one National Accreditation Council for accreditation. So it will not be that either you are going for NBA, then NAC, then NIRF, then NBL. One body will be responsible for giving you the accreditation. and then the data will also be in a uniform form. Yeah, so it will be a uniform form, and then how that data is to be utilized by which body for that particular accreditation, that can be taken care of. So the institute or the faculty or all the resources will not always be busy in putting the data in the required form. Okay, so only one body will be there for the accreditation, and similarly one body for the regulatory council for teaching learning process and all, and one body for the grants. Okay, otherwise now it is, sometimes we are going for AICT, sometimes we are going for DBT, SCRB. There are so many bodies, so it will one single window kind of system which will facilitate the financing and funding of the institutes to ensure the council. And this is the general education council, to see how the learning outcomes of various institutes and how they are being taken care of. That is totally OBE based. This will be the general education council. So all this will be totally based on the transparent system, self assessment and peer assessment. Okay, so this I wanted to share, that these changes will come across once NAP comes up with this. One change, as I said, NB is already totally made OBE based, and this accreditation part is also going to be sooner or later reflected in our education system. Okay, with this, I will stop here.